Hi, welcome to this video today, which is on the 20th of May. It's Thursday. We're just going to be talking about Bitcoin today. Now, the price did crash hard. We've seen a little bit of a rebound. Now, last week, we did an article on one of the brokers we provide research for, which you may have seen, where we were saying that we felt Bitcoin could fall to 3,000. It did drop through the 3,000 level and has now bounced back. Now, in terms of where is Bitcoin going next, I think you could well see a rally. If you look at Bitcoin, okay, historically, big declines have been followed by big rallies, but longer term, I think Bitcoin is going down to 1,500. Now, in terms of Bitcoin, when you're trading it, it's highly speculative, obviously, and there is a problem in terms of trading it if you're trying to analyze the market. What's the problem? Well, there's no hard asset that backs it up, is there? It's just purely driven by the sentiment of people trading it. It's not backed up by anything. It is, and I've made this point before, very reminiscent of the tulip mania in Holland that occurred in 1665. Many of you may have heard of it or learnt about it at school, where merchants in Holland just basically kept bidding the price of tulips up until they reached a price where you could actually get a really great canal side home in Amsterdam worth about $50,000 for the price of one single tulip. Of course, it all ended in tears. There's another similarity between Bitcoin and the tulip mania. Tulip mania actually took place when Holland was effectively under lockdown due to a plague. And at the time, people were saying, the reason the tulip mania occurred was because merchants of Amsterdam had nothing to do, so they just speculated in tulips. Well, we have been in a lockdown across the world. Is there a similarity? I think that there is. Now, in terms of Bitcoin, if you're going to trade it, you trade it both ways, okay? But you are dealing with a highly speculative market, okay? And you've got wild swings. I'm just going to give my views in terms of Bitcoin. I'll go to the chart in a moment in terms of the levels that we think are significant. Now, in terms of Bitcoin, longer term, I think it's going way down, okay? It's never, ever going to become mainstream. It's always going to remain a bit quirky. I mean, governments really don't like it. We can see that with China. And as I'm doing this video, Janet Yellen, the US Treasury, is talking about cracking down on cryptocurrencies. It's not going to gain wide acceptance. Who spends Bitcoin? Well, the only big group that does is organised crime. I think they did about 20 billion in transactions last year. The reason is obvious, because it makes money laundering and the buying of illegal goods easy. That's why it's not particularly liked by governments and law enforcement agencies. But there's a lot of people who love it, who think it's going to become mainstream. I personally don't think it ever will. Now, in terms of just trading it, if you want to trade it, you've got to have really good money management due to the wild swings. Most people trading Bitcoin have no idea of how to trade sensibly. You can see that with the recent crash. About 800,000 traders were margin called. They ran out of money to support their positions. Okay, I think that was about $9 billion worth of losses. A lot of traders are just trading Bitcoin just because they've seen stories about people getting rich in the past and they want to do the same. Okay, now in terms of Bitcoin, like I said, you can trade it both ways. I'm just going to give you my views on the chart as it is right now. So let's go over and take a look at it. Right, from the chart of Bitcoin USD, daily charted in terms of the fall is a big one. It goes right down to 3,000 through the level, exhausts back, I've got blue candle, but off the high of the day. Now, in terms of this chart, I'm going to do it for both bulls and bears. Obviously, I'm a bear longer term, but after big declines in Bitcoin, you tend to have a rally. So let's look at the key levels and how to trade them. Okay, so 4-5, that's your first level of resistance. 5,000 is the bigger level. And there's a possibility, in my view, that Bitcoin could run on up to here. But that's the best it's going to be for the bulls, in my view. But of course, it's Bitcoin. Anything can happen, just drawing in a trajectory. Now, in terms of your bull, I would just basically buy strength through 4,000. Look to see if 4 or 5 runs. Okay, if it runs, then look for the next level to run. Okay, 5,000 runs. Keep with it and look for 5.5. Okay, that sort of rally, if you look back at Bitcoin's history, could occur. I personally do not think we're going to get to 5.5, but you never know. If you're a bear, let's say you get up through 4 or 5, I'd just sell back through the level, stop behind 5. If we got through 5, sell back through 5, stop behind 5.50. Okay, yeah, it is highly volatile. If you want to trade Bitcoin, yeah, small size, treat it as pure speculation and just a bit of fun. Okay, you're trying to judge a market that's purely driven by sentiment. I personally think there's a lot of people who will come in and buy the dip and think they're buying cheaply. I don't think there's enough traders, though, to push us up to new highs. But like I said, it is Bitcoin. Anything can happen. What about if we don't rally? Okay, well, you've got some support here, haven't you? Okay, the reason I've got that support is where we dipped down, then came up. Okay, that tail there is volume exhaustion. It doesn't mean anything. So what if we came through 3.5? Came through 3.5, closed below the level, you could get another whoosh out. And yeah, longer term, I personally think we're going to go down to 1,500. Okay. My own view is, yeah, with Bitcoin traders have taken a real battering. Okay, and yeah, for me, yeah, longer term, everything is against Bitcoin. Yeah, governments don't like it. Major institutions do not trade it. It's hardly any big institutions that do. Okay, you can look up the list. And yeah, I'm bearish longer term, but yeah, it is Bitcoin. It can go obviously either way. Well, any investment can. I just think it is very similar to the tulip mania. For me, I think difference between the two is minimal. I think you could just say in the tulip mania, you did have a hard asset, didn't you? You had a tulip. In Bitcoin, you've got nothing. And I would say a lot of the traders, or the majority of the traders who are trading Bitcoin, have not got a clue about money management. That's why, yeah, if you catch her through levels of support, you might catch the speculators who are going to get run, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I know a lot of traders want to trade Bitcoin. Yeah, volatility is there. Forex markets have been fairly quiet recently. I think that volatility will pick up in the Forex markets. But yeah, for anyone who wants to trade Bitcoin, they're my views. Yeah, in terms of if you want an up-to-date view on Bitcoin, just please feel free to email me. Right, that is the video for today. Thanks for watching it. Take care. Have a good day.